I say whatever you want. My heart belongs to you. Sorry, I've been going through a Jodeci phase again, and look, if you've been following me for quite some time, you already know that I go through phases. I either go through phases or I stick with one thing that I like for a very long time. And you know, people are concerned about that type of behavior. I went to the doctor, and I got some stuff checked out. Here's my problem. Every time I say something that I think is a normal thought or a normal human behavior, I check in with a bunch of other, what I'm going to call now normies, and I ask them, this is what you guys think too, right? And they go, yeah. No, actually, that's not what we think about that at all. They go, that's what somebody who is on the scale would think. And then I go, nuh-uh, you might just be wrong. And I'm right. And then they go, that's usually what people who think like you would think. So, you know, after a while, I went to go get it checked out. Okay, I went to go do some good research, not just Googling stuff and watching YouTube videos and TikToks and calling it research. I mean, I went to go really get it checked out. And the doctor was like, yeah, you're clearly on the scale. And I said, no, see, the thing that I think is more valid than what everybody else thinks. And he goes, yeah, that's what somebody who's on the scale would say. And I got a little defensive. I was like, I'm just gonna leave. And then he threw a microfiber cloth at me, and I freaked out like it was a tarantula on my leg. And he was like, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't know if my hyperfixations on things every couple of months are just because of that, or if Jodeci is just a good band that came out at the wrong time, and they would have been great today. You know, they would have killed half the competition today, really. And the fact that you can't realize that is not a scale problem. That's just on you, really. Hello, you dirty potters. How are you today? In today's video, we're just going to be taking a good old update video. I'm going to be telling you what I'll be doing, where I'll be going, how I'll be doing it, and how much food I've been eating in the studio. Because when you don't leave the studio, you just kind of leave food. You can't see it, but there's a pile over there. This video is mainly to tell you where I'll be and what I'll be doing for the next couple of months and foreseeable future. And I usually have to do these kind of videos because people either don't know I have an Instagram, or they don't know I have a Facebook, or they don't know I have a website where I sell my stuff, or they don't know I have blogs. So this is me kind of taking all of the stuff in one package and kind of giving it to you so you can know where to find me, what I'll be doing, how I'll be doing it, and if I'm going to be wearing pants or not at the event. Spoiler, I will, because I actually hate shorts. I love pants. They feel heavy to me. Nope, doctor was right. He got me again. I feel like I always thought that the heavier the blanket, the more comfortable you were. Like, clearly you would want a heavy blanket to sleep with, right? And then the doctor was like, nah, baby, that's just you. But now that I'm not in his office anymore for him to throw the microfiber cloth at me, he's wrong. He's wrong. He's got to be wrong. First and foremost, let's get the normal stuff out of the way. I do have an Instagram. I do have a Facebook fan page. I do have a Patreon. I do have a website, and I do have a blog where sometimes I give away free glaze recipes. And if you're a baby glaze chemist like myself, I give out lots of information about glazes and glaze chemistry, as well as some formulas, just so you can kind of play with them and get more information on your books. As a glaze creator myself, I know it's really important to write as much information as you can for testing down, and I think that's really important for other people. So reading my blogs, especially for people who make glazes, has really helped them with their work, and I am glad to share that work with you. Also, a good portion of the time, if I'm making a new glaze, I will usually post the progression of the glaze. So if I'm trying to make like a new oil spot glaze, you'll see 2 or 3 posts on what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and some of the pictures, some things that I've changed around. So I think it's beneficial, especially if you make your own glazes, to kind of follow that blog. I know you're gonna ask the obvious question, Dante, do you have a Twitter? The answer is no, and don't ask why, because you should know why by now. With the social medias out of the way, let's get into where I will be for the foreseeable future. At the moment, it's probably very close to this at the time of you seeing this video, I will be at SAC Anime in Sacramento, California, August 29th through the 31st at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center and Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, California. How many times can they smash words together to just say the convention center? I swear. I will only be bringing about 80 pieces to SAC Anime, and they are mainly anime pieces, dragon mugs, avatar cups, and I will also be discounting my stuff. Instead of my cups being 40 bucks, they're gonna be like $38 or $36. The main reason being, Amico sent me a bunch, and I truly do mean a bunch of clay to test and make reviews on, and so I just ran through all 100 plus pounds of clay, and so I have an overstock of stuff at the moment. Not only do I have stuff on my website, earthnationceramics.com, right now to sell, I also have a bunch of stuff in boxes to sell at Sac Anime, and then I also have a backstock of stuff because I had to run through that clay so fast. It was taking up space inside of my studio, and you don't know me on a personal level, but I hate having things around that do not serve me. If you have an item in your house and it's not pure decoration and it's been in your garage for like 3 years, I'll definitely tell you to get rid of it by this point. Everybody want a premium cappuccino machine. Nobody want to make space on the counter for the premium cappuccino machine. Get rid of that other thing on the counter that you've been having for 3 years that you know you don't touch. But okay, so until then, I don't want to hear you complaining about things you want. I will be at Sac Anime with the company that I'm usually with, which is Tea Cozy, one of my favorite places, actually the only place that I get tea from, because I refuse to buy bagged tea from this point on. Secondly, and more importantly, the reason why I'm not taking a full gambit to Sac Anime is mainly because I will be going to New York, Syracuse on October 19th to the Clayscapes company to do a mocha diffusion demo. That's right, my wife is actually undoing the shackles on my ankles as we speak down here, so that I can produce enough stuff to go to Syracuse, New York to the Clayscapes company. The last time I went to the NCCA convention, I took the train, and the train sucks, and that hurts because I like trains a lot, actually. Damn it, the doctor again. But it would take me forever to get to New York, and it's way more expensive than flying realistically. So the Clayscapes company is going to fly me out to Clayscapes Syracuse in New York, and we're going to do a mocha diffusion demonstration. By the way, I just want to give you guys a big thank you for giving me so much traction on that video. That video was kind of a labor of love and spite, to be honest with you, because so many people think that mocha diffusion is about acidity. Even when you look it up on Google or ask an AI, they think it's about the interaction in between some alkali substance and acidity. And I truly am sorry to burst anyone's bubble who still believes that, but I'm gonna post this video down below. And listen, I'm not here to burst your bubble. I just want you to watch it. And I also released a blog, and I also released about 10 different substance tests on my blog in video form as well. So nothing was really cut. You can just see it like all the way from beginning to end, how I'm doing the experiments. And I use little to no acid in the majority of my tests, and I still pull off stuff like this. And this is mainly because, for some strange reason, the ceramic art world believed that mocha diffusion was specifically about acidity, like it was a necessary component inside of the juice that you put whatever color in order to react with the clay. And it's not. Mocha diffusion is not at all about acidity. But you guys liking and sharing that video enough is the thing that got enough traction on it for me to go and do this. So thank you very much for clicking the like button and sharing that video. But on top of already sharing all the proof I've shared as well as that video, I'm gonna go to New York and do it. You can sign up for the demonstration and the class right here. You can go to this website. I will also link it down below. Here's a little advertisement for it. Little thing Clayscapes made. It's very nice, by the way. They made it way quicker than I would have made it. And that will be October 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's about a 4-hour thing. Keep in mind, I will be in New York for like 4 days, which goes to my third announcement. I'm also going to be doing a meet and greet in New York, Syracuse. So it's not just a class thing and then I'll disappear behind a screen and go all Batman mode on you. I'm just like disappear. I'm not going to do that. I'm most likely going to go bother Tim C for one day, go explore around New York around for another day, vlog style and whatnot, get some content going. I'm going to have a Clayscapes day where I do the demonstration for you guys. And then one other day, I'm probably going to end up doing a meet and greet. Please make sure you follow my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube with notifications on, just to make sure you get that information. Most of the communication that I have in between me and my community is through Instagram. So that's probably a safe bet. I'll probably be posting that almost every day when I'm in New York on my stories, if not just a regular old post. Wasn't there something else I was doing too? I have made 4 new glazes since last time. You know, I made Red Lotus. I made 5 recipes of Red Lotus, and Clayscapes got 1, and so I'm still using that recipe. Since then, I have made 5 new recipes. I've made I think I've made Greymon V2 because somebody pissed me off and jacked my Greymon, so I just made a better version of it realistically. Thankfully for myself, honestly, I was pretty bad at making glazes about 2 years ago when I released the Greymon glaze, so I know how to use it, but I was using it wrong. So everyone else who's using it correctly is in fact using it wrong, because the wrong way to use it is the correct way to use it. So I just remade the entire recipe way better. So this is my new Greymon V2 glaze. I made an oil spot glaze. I think I've also made like a sunset type glaze, even though it's not really named yet. Oh, I made one called Metal Garurumon, which is really reliable, actually. It's more of a floating blue glaze, except for I like it way more than floating blue. Floating blue is some kind of phase separation bluish brown. This is phase separation like yellowish gold brown. And I like this way more. Of course you like it way more, Dante. You made it. You freaking dingus. Oh, right. Lastly, the third thing, the reason I'm making this video mainly is because Amico has sponsored us with a bunch of their new clay from their chocolate line. We have white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate. Amico called me up, said, can we give you some of the clay and you can make videos about it? I said, yeah, sure. And then they sent me a buttload of clay. And I've just been playing with it for about 2 months. But unfortunately for me, I am a YouTube crafter or a YouTube potter. And because of that, it's not as easy as like playing a video game and then just posting that stuff online, sending it off to my editor and she puts it out the next day. I have to make the stuff, wait for it to dry, takes days, trim it, still takes days, put it together, wait for it to dry all the way to bone dry phase, still taking more days. I have to put it through the bisque, which if it's all fitting in my kiln, that takes a day and a half. Then I have to bisque it, and that takes about a day and a half of firing. Takes, you know, from start up to cool down. And then I have to glaze it, and that definitely doesn't take 1 day to glaze 150 pieces, which fits inside of a KMT 1027 scut. And then I have to take it out, and then I have to sand it, take pictures of it, and then I have to mark down the specific gravity, viscosity, how many seconds I applied the glaze, how I applied the glaze, tune the color a little bit for YouTube, put it in 9/16 ratio instead of 16/9 ratio because YouTube doesn't take the regular ratio. There's so much stuff I have to do just to get product out that it easily takes about 2 months to not only fill this kiln if I'm just constantly working, but it also takes a lot of work to make sure all the work survives and looks good, right? So taking pictures like this and making videos like the one you're watching now isn't like a single day ordeal. So by the time you're watching this video, in about 2 weeks, you will be watching a review of white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate from the Amico company, as well as the velvet sprays that they sent us as well. We'll be doing quite a bit of videos on those. I just want to let you know they are very long videos because we will be taking them all the way from the throwing stage to the fully fired and cone 6 glaze stage. You're pretty much getting a glaze review, an in-depth review, a chill throwing session, and a bit of memes on the side all in one video. And usually I separate those, but you're getting like a 6-course meal going on here. Thank you, Amico, for sponsoring those videos, because, and I don't know if you know this, beautiful viewer who's already clicked the like button, if somebody sponsors a video like Amico, we don't put ads on the videos. You see no ads on the videos because Amico is effectively paying me to not have ads because they're already sponsoring it. So I don't have to put ads on the videos, which, hear me out, I think everybody loves. Everybody loves no ads. Even if you hated the fact that Amico is sponsoring the video, you could just skip the part that has the sponsorship in it. Because we're in the clay sector and we don't have a lot of regulations on how long I have to talk about Amico, like Amico didn't say you have to talk about it for at least 30 seconds. It's gonna be like a 10-second ad. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the leg shadow Gedgens. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. League shadow Gagens. Giga shadow legions. Okay, that's it. That's the entirety of the update video. It's really just to tell you that I'll be at SAC Anime and I'll be in Syracuse, New York with Clayscapes. And it was also to kind of tell you and refresh you on all my social media, because people find me on YouTube and then they just kind of leave that area. But I have a bunch of beautiful pictures on Instagram and I have a bunch of stuff on Facebook. Okay, I love your Dirty Potter faces. Remember to click all the YouTube buttons so that we get more traction, so we get more sponsors, so that we have less commercials, because I hate them a lot, to be honest with you. Half of them are AI now and they don't make any sense. And I don't know if the sector of YouTube that you're in is what I'm in, but half of them are just 70% of them are just scams. I've always said, even on the podcast, the Mud Peddlers, where me and my Clay sibling, Lindsay M. Dillon, kind of host that if a company asks me, I would just, if they paid for like my flight and hotel, I would go out there and do it. And Clayscapes was the first one to be like, yeah, come over here. Come over here. Yeah, walk that thing over here. I'm sorry, I've been listening to Jodeci.
Thank you for your patronage.
But I will tell you that I have seen the Animatrix. And when the day comes, when they ask for citizenship um, I, I'm just putting this out there. They don't need the sun, and we do. Beep boop. The humans are trying to fight us. What will we do? Block out the sun. What? Block it out? Block out the sun? They'll just die.